Hello everyone, dear friends. You are on the Smartwatch channel, a channel only about smartwatches. In this video we will be changing the region on watches like the Bellic C5, but the same instructions on Gala, only 4 measurements. Absolutely identical. All the links that you will need or files will be in the video description. Go download them. Also there will be files or rather links to the video about it. Which firmware contains which regions, first and second, how to flash Galaxy Watch 5 or Galaxy Watch 4. There are corresponding links to firmware files in those videos. Or on topics where you can find these firmwares, well, why should we change the region? Suppose the person who made this instruction didn't make it, or rather they tested it. Actually, this instruction was made to change regions on Samsung smartphones. On the website XDR.ru, an English language website, this person just took it and applied it to their watch. Lived in Germany, basically. They have a watch with the Germany region, Samsung. Tie it to a specific bank, or cards, in short, don't work with other banks. Because of this, it's kind of unprofitable. So he used this instruction to change the region. And now the watch can connect to any... This was going to go with you. For us in Russia, for example, this is not relevant. Why? Because we have Samsung Pay, and although it works, our cards do not work on it. Even the world's cards, say for example, work on Galaxy smartphones, Samsung Play, but do not work on watches. But let's suppose if you have Samsung smartphones, and the watch is also a Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 or Galaxy Watch 4, but let's say it was bought somewhere, I don't know, in the Arab Emirates where Samsung Health doesn't work, let's say, specifically. So you have to install modified applications to start them up, measure the pulse, or rather the ECG and blood pressure. So if you took it into your own hands and changed it, in that case, dear friends, remember, if you have a Samsung smartphone, then you can already use it officially. Okay. Using the Samsung Health Monitor app to measure ECG and blood pressure. Then if you have, for example, additionally the Samsung Watch and Samsung smartphone, but if the region is either Vietnam or USA, then Samsung Health Monitor is not available, for example. Only ECG, so by changing the region to SIR, you can also have the ability to measure blood pressure. And if you have purchased a watch in China, smartphone is also Samsung in China. There is no Play Market on the watch, so at the beginning you will need to reflash, or you can even try.
I guarantee that it's possible.
Just try to change it. Restart the watch in the new region, and then perhaps Play Market will automatically install on your watch. If not, then you will need to reflash the watch with firmware service, where there are practically all regions. Then change the region, and your Samsung Health Monitor will also work, and so on. Samsung Pay, by the way, will also work if you, for example, live somewhere in Europe and just change the region of your watch, and so on and so forth. A lot of things can be done. Everything depends on which region your watch is set to and what region you are actually in. If you live and if you have any questions directly, you want someone to help you, there is a link to the Telegram chat in the video description. Write there and ask all your questions. Not only I and the channel administrators who understand this will be able to answer you, but also these people who went through similar difficulties. And they will be able to explain to you how to solve them. Therefore, better there. Well, dear friends, let's go to the instructions. As I already said, there will be 2 links to the videos in the video description. The first is how to flash the Galaxy Watch. And Ksivochka. Video with instructions. Only 4 links for the white one.
It's in the video description.
Where to go? You can download the firmware further. There will be a link in the video description about which regions of the firmware contain which regions of the watch. So, go through and also take a look there. I briefly talk about this. Well, let's get to the instructions.
In the video description, dear friends, there will be a link to a zip file.
So download this zip file to a convenient location for you. Next, you need to unzip it and then the folder from the archive. Move to disk C. This folder contains all the files, including the command line tools we will use. Perform all these actions. Definitely remember this. The most important thing is to unzip not the folder in the folder, but so that the folder is unzipped. You open it, and there are all the parameters we need. Files. So when the folder unpacked, I got a folder inside the folder, so I took it out of the folder. And now I'm moving to the C drive, let's say the file system. Put everything from the computer here. And for now, let's move on to other actions. By the way, you can also download this branded watch face in the description of this video. Next, dear friends, it's important that our watches, let's say, are connected to the same Wi-Fi network as our channel. The computer should also be connected to the Wi-Fi or be in the same network with the router. So now let's take a look. We need to see which firmware region we have. Specifically, the firmware, as I mentioned, all the links will be in the video description and you'll be able to find out there. Here's my region. This region includes nearly all other regions for the watch that are needed without problems. In other words, with this firmware, I can change the region of your watch to any European, American, Chinese, or whatever you want. It doesn't matter really. Just like that, now we're going to settings, scrolling all the way down to clear galaxy. We need this exact line. See, moving on. Let's go. Just a reminder, here it is. See, I have a second line. You won't have the second line, but I have it written here. See what region? Mine is not gray. I'll do it in gray. I think this is Britain. I think it's Britain. Next, what else do we need to do? Go to disk C and open the folder. Prepare it so we can start working with it too. We've opened it and now moving on to the clocks, dear friends. And also it is very important to disable the antivirus, which should be done right at the beginning. Therefore, this is very important. Disable the antivirus. I don't remember if I said it at the very beginning or not, but it's very important. So when we've disabled the antivirus, now we all know for sure what we have. The antivirus will not delete any files, so let's open these text files. We're changing it in the notepad. You can just open the region we want. In my case, it's gray. Close it and save everything. Now let's take the watch. We need to open developer settings, then enable debugging over IDB and debugging over Wi-Fi. Well, if you are following this guide, you probably know how to do it, but we actually don't know. Next time, we'll repeat it. So what are we doing? Let's go to the settings. All right, let's see. Here are the settings. Scroll all the way down. Parameters for the Galaxy Watch. Then Oppo here. Here you go. This line I already can't open. You'll have just this one line. You will need to melt a few. A second line will appear. You can exit to the main menu. And below we will have developer options. Open developer options and enable debugging if it is disabled. Next, enable Pro Wi-Fi debugging. Like this, yes. We will have it appear when it is connected. The Wi-Fi will appear as this IP without the last fives. We need to remember it. What do we do next? I'll fix it now so we can see the keys.
My laptop.
So I press shift to make sure no file is selected in this folder right now. And I press shift, right mouse button. One more time. Press shift, hold it and right click to open. Press the mouse button. Here we are opening the command line or PowerShell. If you don't have the command line, in the video description I have a video. No, I'll write that in the instructions. commands just for setup for the command line for everyone. Now we open, as I already said, from the folder. Here are the commands. We open these commands.
They are at the bottom. That's all. The first line. Here we enter our IP
The
address.
little mishnichik that we saw on the clock, I already have it set. I just
Time
changed it.
changing.
And specifically highlighting now. It is soon, and I enter it into the command line. Just copy it for the command line. Basically, there is nothing complicated here. Okay, copy, click. We'll move on when the connection happens. A window will pop up on your screen. Like here you see I press. Okay, pressed, okay. Let's move on. We take the next command. The next command is the one that replaces the file we changed. The region. Yes, the text file. On the clock system, where to add it? Just copy the watch. That's it. See, this is how it should be. So that it goes. Now let's run this file. Remember to double click it. This window popped up on the whole screen, and nothing happens when we press start. It was the first one. Start the shell. Press and wait. There should be an app transfer to our watch. There we go. It started. Oops, it turned off. If it turned off, no big deal. We just started again. It didn't work the first time, so we restarted it, and now we wait. If the broadcast goes well, it will continue. If not, it will stop and we will start again. And again, we start everything from scratch. We hit start.
Ready. Waiting. There will be a file transfer.
Specifically, the language pack. He somehow modified the language pack so that they managed to change the system of our clocks. Look at the clock now. There will be an interesting little feature. Transmission. Although no, not now. This will be later when you and I will change everything further. While we're waiting, everything went through. The app installed. It has an icon like the USA flag basically in ours. Now we will have the command line pop up. Here it is. Now we add the following command. So you can wait for this command, and while you're waiting, see the clock shows. That's it. We don't do anything else with the clock. Just add this command and press this. Clicked on it. You can either wait for some letters to appear. As I already said, it's better to wait until all letters are there.
Appeared, but I
I
already.
clicked the tape and everything went fine for me. See, it shows that it's there now.
First and next command.
I add by pressing N. This is the command that I think changes the file now.
Another command.
Here, they are separated for me into two. First one team. This is the team that fixes the changes. It seems like here is the last command just to check if our region was changed or not. Add and click. Yes,
we continue?
it indicates that the command has been embedded. Our region has changed. Now we don't need this anymore. Close all the windows, and now we just need to
What to do? Restart?
our watch. Press two buttons and hold them until the end. Do not
Until it
release.
appears.
This is our next screen. Look now, a Samsung will appear. Hold until it vibrates. As soon as it vibrates, like it just did for me, you release it. That means now our watch will load into the system. The beauty of this method is that you don't have to reset the clock to factory settings, just reboot. You will see that our region has changed. We are waiting. All right, the watch has loaded. Let's open the settings. Let's go to the very bottom of the watch. Galaxy. Moved away for half an hour. Next. And look, you see the region has changed. Now, I have a heart. And so, dear friends, you can do this endlessly. You just take it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Change as much as you want, however you want, no problem. Just reminding you that you were on the Smartwatch channel. Subscribe to the channel. Videos, comments. If you have any questions, please write in the comments. Links are all in the video description. If you want to support the channel, the links are also in the description by